everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through Middara's Crawl campaign. This episode, Separate Ways, has our adventurers continue on one of the offshoot paths from the current story. Very excited to go through it, but for the moment, we're going to get stuck into the shop and train phase at the end of our previous encounter. Let's get stuck in. Alright, back into it we go. We're into the shop and train phase, which means we get to spend some gold and some of our hard-earned XP to improve our characters. Do we have enough to make a difference? Let's find out. So after our last mission, we have a grand total of 70 gold to play around with. And I said I would spend that trying to upgrade our character's conviction dice, and I'm not lying about that. So we're going to go ahead and get Rook for 15 gold. The Fate Engine, yes, I know, it's one of the mundane relics, but we just don't have enough cash to get the expensive common stuff. So we'll add that to his pile of goodies. And that's about it as far as equipment goes for him. But we do have 6 experience points to play with, and I would like to expand his martial discipline, the blue ones up here, with a skill that I wish I got from the get-go. This sucker here, Blade Works. Now this is a level 1 martial ability, which means it's only going to cost us 4 of our XP. But it gives him a free attack on exhaust so long as he's holding 2 one-handed weapons, which at this stage he always is. So, I can't believe I didn't give that to him earlier, but that should be awesome. Alright, next up we have Remy. Again, we're spending another 15 gold to get another Fate Engine for her works. Now, as you can see, she's also had a ton of damage dealt to her. So just to help out a little bit, I'm going to spend 4 of our hard-earned gold to give her the Vitality Juice Box. This way, as soon as she gets into the round, she can discard, healing up a couple of points and getting her back into the game. Now, let's also talk about her unique weapons, because she's currently holding 2 of them. There's the scimitar that we bought before we came into it, and then there's the oversized club that we picked up as a part of the adventure. Now I'm thinking this one is going to be super damn useful if we're fighting more of those Gavaudan, because they have that annoying reach too that prevents us from countering. Now Remy's also got 6 XP to play with, and I'm just 1 XP short of getting the summoning ability. So we're not actually going to get her any other skills. She's doing all right as is. We're just counting on getting 1 more. So next episode we can get some espers into play. Zeke, not much going on here. He didn't suffer a single point of damage last ep, which was pretty crazy. He's sitting at a whopping 9 XP. So as far as his skills go, we're actually going to save that. Hopefully, again, we're going to get 1 more XP over this next point of the scenario, because if we get 10, we can put him into level 3 crew ability territory, which is insane. So we'll just go with that. Now he's not got too much as far as equipment goes, so let's go ahead and pick him up a set of enchanted piercings. Again, this is going to upgrade his conviction dice, hopefully giving him a little bit more survivability against some of the spellcasters out there. But besides that, well, that's it. Lastly, we've got Nightingale here. We're going to give her a set of the enchanted piercings as well. That way everyone's on the same boat with their conviction dice. And we're also going to buy a bunch of magic arrows, so she's stocked up and ready to cause some magic damage against our enemies. Now, Nightingale's also got 5 points of XP. And I feel like we're probably not going to get too close to getting into the level 3 subterfuge abilities, so I'm going to invest in one of the assemblage abilities for Bode. This is going to cost her 3 points of XP, and it's going to give her a reroll that she can exhaust the ability to get. Very handy, especially when some of her skills rely on her attacks hitting, right? Alright, with all that done, 70 gold spent of 70 in the bank. Let's go check out our next encounter. Alright, here we are at our next encounter, Separate Ways. A short way down the cramped pathway into the tree, the ground gives way, dropping you into the cavern below. When you get your bearings, you find that you've been split up. It seems the ceiling caved under your weight, spilling the party out into 2 different spots. You stand and look around in the darkness. The sound of monsters can be heard from all directions. Hopefully, coming down here wasn't a terrible idea. Alright guys, so we've got two separate starting zones over here and we're going to randomly allocate our adventurers to those locations. We're going to roll both purple dice for each adventurer, and the ones that roll the highest are going to end up on the map tile on the right, while those that roll the two lowest head out over here. We'll begin with Rook, and he rolls quite low, so we might see him on that left side. We'll find out. Next up is Remy. Massive roll there, a 6 and a 7. Chances are she's going to be on the right. Let's go Zeke. Oh, that's an 8. Could go either way. And then lastly, Nightingale. A 10. Pushing Zeke over there. All right, guys, let me set up and let's get ready to fight. Let's begin by preparing the initiative track. I have our starting characters here, as well as all of the monsters that are appearing on this first part of the map. You know how it is, we might go off and explore and find brand new monsters out there. I think that's shuffled well enough. Let's find out how we're going. Starting with Rook, Cave Sickles, Earthlower, Remy, Nightingale, more Cave Sickles, running out of room there. The Waterlower, and finally Zeke. Oh boy. Alright, this looks like it's going to be a tricky starting order. We're going to get straight into things, beginning with Rooks Activation. So, let's give him a couple of points of stamina and see what he's got for us. Alright, Rook's starting on the side with the Waterlower and the Cave Sickles in the distance. Not a bad start point for him. Let's get straight in on the offensive. We'll spend 1 point of his stamina to move, and we'll get him in nice and close to the lower over here. And then we'll spend 2 points of stamina to attack. Now, Rook is of course got the Captain's Hammer and the Knight's Shield. These are upgraded to 2 teal dice. So let's get into it. We're up against the defense of 9. Let's see how we roll. A 6 and a 4. Not amazingly, I gotta say, but it's enough to do 1 point of damage. Now, I know we've got a couple of symbols floating around, and of course the Blood Rage ability that allows us to use them, but these Waterlower have a special ability that prevent any symbols being used against them, so that's a bit of a pain. I'll tell you what though, because we did manage to do some damage, I'm going to exhaust his Ring of Blood to heal up 2 points of damage. I know this prevents us from using that Blood Rage passive, but I don't think we're going to need it just yet on this side of the map. Alright, well that's all of his stamina spent. Should we leave it there? I don't think we should. We have the Blade Works ability, and by exhausting this, we get 1 free attack. Heck yes, let's use it again against that Waterlower, the defense of 9, and a crap roll. Oh my goodness, terrible miss. Alright, so that's it for Rook's Activation. Let's head over to Cave Sickles 4 through 6. Now they're a pretty far distance away from our characters. Let's take a look at their AI. First, they check for any adjacent opponents. No one there. Do they have anyone within range of 4? Let's have a look at Cave Sickle 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he does. So to celebrate, he is going to make a ranged attack. Good news for us though, he's making an attack through some hindering terrain here, so he's going to suffer -1 to his roll. The bad news is though, he has upgraded dice, rolling 2 orange ones. Nightingale with 9 defense takes the hit. So the Cave Sickle rolls a 9, but check it out, the hindering terrain actually increases the roll result required by 1. This attack misses. And then the Cave Sickle continues its onslaught. He's going to move adjacent to us. Can he do so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he can. The Cave Sickle is ready to attack, but Nightingale is so prepared to dodge. We exhaust her occult shirt and we get to roll the black dice, which increases her defense by 2 points. Not bad. So the Cave Sickle here is chasing an 11 and fails, only rolling the 10, which is great because that means we can unexhaust the occult shirt and counter. We're rocking the Privateer crossbow here. We're not going to exhaust anything. We're just going to roll our orange and teal dice. And big numbers there. Awesome. That gives us a total of 13 against the defense of 8. 5 points of damage plus all those symbols there. This Cave Sickle has met its match straight away. No loot though, because the Cave Sickles are a swarm enemy. Alright, let's find out if any of the other guys are going to attack. Look, they are pretty far away and it doesn't look like anyone's got an enemy within range of 4. Can they move and attack an opponent at range of 4? Yeah, by the looks of things, they both can. Let's begin with Cave Sickle 5 up the top here. 6 points of movement. Let's get in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I don't think he has to move any farther than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, gonna be in range. Now this time he doesn't have to trace through the hindering terrain, so it looks like he's going to be rolling the dice without the -1 modifier. Good news for us though, because we killed the Cave Sickle, he's downgraded his dice. Just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and exhaust our occult shirt again. We get another dodge. Nightingale rolls. No additional points of armor. Alright, so the Cave Sickle's looking for a 9. And gets a 12. Ow. Alright, I don't like this at all. Let's go ahead and exhaust that forebode ability. Let's re-roll that orange. Look, that took the sting off alright. The attack still gets through, but only does 1 point of damage. Alright, that's it for Cave Sickle number 5. Let's move to Cave Sickle number 6. And all it has to do is move just 1 point down to be in range of its attack. No more dodges here unfortunately, and the Cave Sickle's going to need a 9 or more to make the hit, and actually fails with a 7, so that is great for Nightingale, for sure. That marks the end of their attack, so we move on to the next monster, the Earth Lower. Now, we've never seen one of these in action before, so let's go check them out. Behold, right? Okay, so the Earth Lower has one passive, Imposing, which gives him hulking. Now this just means that the Earth Lower cannot be moved by our abilities, nor can it be moved by things like water currents and stuff like that. We'll take a look at his AI in a sec. Let's just have a quick look at his other stats. He's going to gain bonus damage for shields rolled. He's got white conviction dice, 20 health. Oh man. Only 8 defense, 4 movement, but 5 armor, and he rolls teal dice. This guy is going to be one hell of a foe. Good news is, though, he's pretty far away from us for the moment. There he is out there in the distance. Let's run his AI check. Firstly, is there an ally within Sphere of Influence without barrier? Remembering Sphere of Influence is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No one is going to be in that Sphere of Influence, so we move to the next one. Is there more than one opponent adjacent? No one's adjacent. Can it move and attack an opponent within reach of 2? Well, it can only move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it wouldn't be in range of anyone, so that's okay. But the Earth Lower has an otherwise ability. This means that no matter what, this guy is always going to activate on his turn. He's going to move towards the nearest opponent. With 4 points of movement, he is coming for us. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, it looks like we're going to be safe for another turn or two, but man, I don't like the look of this. Earth Lower's done. We move into Remiza Activation. We'll give her 3 points of stamina. Let's see what she's got. Alright, so this is going to be tricky for Remy because she can't get too close without incurring the wrath of that Earth Lower. And I actually think with her movement and the fact that the oversized club is heavy, she's not going to be able to get in range to attack. So let's play the defensive game here. Let's discard her juice box to heal up 3 points of damage, and then we'll spend 1 point of her stamina to move. Now, we're not moving into battle or anything like that. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. So we have nice positioning for the next round. Remy's done, so we move into Nightingale's activation. 3 points of stamina for her. Man, she needs to heal. All right, so she's in a pretty good place to do some damage here. We're going to spend 2 points of stamina and exhaust her Down the Masses ability so that we can make 2 separate attacks against 2 separate targets. Beginning, of course, with Cave Sickle number 5. They've got a defense of 8. We have the orange and teal dice. Let's roll. Crap roll, but I'll tell you what, we have that Forebode ability freshly unexhausted. We're going to go ahead and exhaust that to re-roll the orange dice. Let's do it. And I'll tell you what, not much better with a 9. That's okay. 1 point of damage, plus 1 for the shield, plus 1 more for precise strike, 3 points on the Cave Sickle. It's a start. The next attack has to be up against Cave Sickle number 6 there. Same dice, except this time I think we're going to empower it. 1, 2, 3. Good roll. All right. A total of 11 gives us 3 points of damage, plus 1 more for precise strike, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more damage thanks to those shields. Yeah, Cave Sickle number 6 is dead. Good kill. We have 1 point of stamina left, and I'm thinking we're going to use it. During the follow-up stage of that attack, we're going to spend our last point of stamina for our quick blow follow-up attack against Cave Sickle number 5. Rolling. We make the 9, and that's honestly all we needed. 1 damage, again +1 for the shield, again +1 more for precise strike. That brings him up to 6 damage, and this guy is dead. And with that swarm done, Nightingale gets to draw a combatant loot card. 7 gold. Nice. Nightingale is done. Cave Sickles 4 through 6 are removed from the initiative track. But we've still got 1 through 3 left to go. So let's see what they've got in store for our other survivors on the other side of the map. So we'll begin with Cave Sickle number 1 here. He's got no enemies adjacent, nor anyone in range for an attack straight away. So he's going to have to move and attack. Let's try and get him over to this space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 would be his movement, but he does have to cross some hindering terrain. So let's make him jump that last section there. He doesn't roll a skull, so he makes that jump. Across he goes, and now he's in some good range. He's going to target Rook over there, and Rook, being the smart man that he is going to try and dodge this attack. We roll the black dice, and roll pretty well. He's up to a total of 13 armor. The Cave Sickle's going to be rolling 2 orange dice, except he's shooting through hindering terrain, so he's actually going to need a 14 here. And actually fails, man. That sucked for him. Okay, looks like it's going to be about the same thing for Cave Sickle number 2 here. Let's get him moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is in range there. Rook is going to go ahead and dodge again, this time with the Hoodie of Deflection. No additional armor here. So again, because of that hindering terrain it's got to cross, we have to roll an 11 here for the attack to hit, and 12 makes it. So 1 point of damage plus 1 more for the shield. That's not so bad for the Cave Sickle considering, but Rook's Hoodie of Deflection is going to prevent that. The first time each turn you're dealt damage by a ranged attack, reduce physical damage dealt to you by 2 points. That 2 becomes El Zilcho. Nice. But that's not all though. We have 1 more Cave Sickle left who's going to get moving. And I don't think he can actually make it in for the... melee attack, so we're going to have to move him in for range as well. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from this position, the Cave Sickle can reach both Rook and Zeke. He's going to be targeting the nearest opponent though, so Rook it is. Now because the previous Cave Sickle's attack did no damage, we can unexhaust the Hoodie of Deflection, and of course, exhaust it again to dodge a 3rd time. I really don't want Rook taking damage here, guys. We roll, and 2 more points, up to 12. The Cave Sickle's going to need a 13 to make this work, and only rolls the 12, so no good, I'm afraid to say. And with that, their turn is over. We move into the Water Lowers activation. Alright, so we run through the Water Lowers AI checks. There are no figures within Sphere of Influence with an effect. Neither of them have more than 1 opponent adjacent. The 3rd check though, is there an opponent within Sphere of Influence? Yes, there is. Both of them have Rook and Zeke, and because Rook is at the front of the initiative track, they're both going to be targeting him. Oh boy. We'll begin with Water Lower number 1, casting against Rook. We roll its casting dice. 5 plus 6, 11 is going to be tough to chase. Rook gathers his conviction dice, hoping for an 11 or more. We get the 10, but not quite. That means this spell hits. This deals 2 damage plus 1 because of the difference of the roll. 3 points of magic damage for Rook. Not happy. He's going to have to cop it again though. Waterlower number 2 rolls for its spell against Rook, getting a 3. Again, Rook just needing a 9 to make this work. And we do actually manage to make it with an 11. Awesome. So not affected by that spell, he lives to fight another day. And Zeke, it's your time to shine. Now, rather than casting some of his spells, we're actually going to move in for the attack here. Zeke's got 7 points of movement, and he's probably going to need every single one of them. Let's see how we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is now adjacent to the Water Lower. Spending his last 2 points of stamina, we are going to make an attack against it. We're going to be rolling 2 orange dice, but we gain +1 with our Wand of the Depths. We can exhaust this to add +1 to the attack roll. Going up against a 9, we make an 11 up to a 12. That's 3 points of damage. As usual, we can't use any of the symbols against the lower, but 3 is better than none here. We swing back around to the front of the initiative track, and it's time for Rook to activate. 3 points of stamina to him. Let's get killing. All right, so Rook's going to begin his activation by spending 2 points of stamina. We're going to be attacking the water lower there. 2 teal dice, a 6 and an 8. Big roll. 14 against a 9. That's 5 points of damage there. Well on our way to taking this thing out. Good news is, of course, we get another attack. We exhaust Blade Works, and let's roll again. And only 8, so no good for that one. Damn. We're not all over here, though. Even though we weren't able to take out that water lower, get prepared for something potentially great. We have our magic frag from the previous encounter. This is a rare consumable that we can use to do a bunch of damage. We can discard this card to throw with a purple dice, and this throw is going to deal so much damage if it lands. We're going to target Cave Sickle number 3 over here. The way this works is we're going to roll the purple dice, and whatever number it shows, that's how much damage we're dealing. 6. Oh my goodness. This guy is out of there. Now that's all well and good for the magic frag, but this sucker also deals throw damage to every adjacent enemy. Now we do have to roll for each enemy separately, so let's go through, beginning with the water lower. 3 points of damage there. We move to Cave Sickle number 2. 2 points of damage. Last one, Cave Sickle number 3 here. A 7. Oh, out of there. Guys, we were so close to the trifecta there. Had we killed all 3 of those Cave Sickles with this one attack, we would have unlocked the Sickle Slaughter secret. Damn, maybe next time, huh? All right, after all that, we're going to exhaust his Ring of Blood to heal up 2 points of damage. Thank you, thank you. And that's it. Into the Earth Lowers activation. All right, should be a quick one for him. He's got no one within range of any attacks. He can't move an attack, so he's just going to flat out move. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are in so much trouble here. With the Earth Lower done, we move into Remy's activation. We'll give her 3 points of stamina to take her up to the max. And I think it's time we begin our Onslaught. We spend 1 point of stamina to move, and we're going to get into that range 2 there. Next, we're going to spend 3 points of stamina on the Onslaught ability. We begin our series of attacks. Now, the Earth Lower only has a defense of 8, so we've got a pretty good chance of rolling this through here. We've got our 2 teal dice and the black dice granted by the Oversized Club. Let's hope we don't miss. A 6, an 8, and a bunch of symbols. Straight up, we are 6 points above its defense, so the attack hits. Unfortunately for us though, the Earth Lower has a bunch of armor, so that's 6 points of damage we're dealing from the numbers alone. Unfortunately, that drops all the way down to 1. Good news is though, we gain a couple of extra points of damage. 4 more from the shields that we rolled, and 1 more for the hammer helm. So 6 points in the bank. That's not bad. But of course, that's not it there. With our Onslaught ability, we gain an additional attack in the follow-up of that attack. So let's keep this ball rolling. We roll again. Again, we make the attack. But I'll tell you what, that 4 is a little low for what I'd like. So let's go ahead and exhaust the Hammer Helm ability to re-roll one of our dice. All right, the 4 becomes a 5. With all of the symbols and abilities, we are up to 9 damage, 5 of those prevented by the Earth Lower's armor, another 4 points. We have 1 more attack against it. Let's see if we got something. Oh, no good. A 3, nah. Nothing much we can do about that, guys. So that final attack misses. Oh, you know what? Let's take a chance. Let's go ahead and exhaust the forebode ability, and we're going to re-roll one of these 3s. Hopefully something big comes out of it. Look, the 3 and a 5, we make the hit, but I don't think we're going to get past the armor here. 2 points thanks to the shields. Up to 3 because of our abilities. Nah, no good. At least we tried though. Remy, having dealt some damage, is now going to exhaust the Ring of Blood to heal up 2 points. And she is done. We move into Nightingale's activation, giving her 3 points of stamina and unexhausting all of her abilities. Let's see what she can do with it. Alright, while she's not in the greatest position, she can still make some attacks here. So we'll spend 2 points of her 3 to begin her attack with the Privateer crossbow. First attack here though, we are going to exhaust the crossbow to give it +3 armor piercing. Let's go ahead and empower this one as well. We need to roll an 8 +1 because we're shooting through the hindering terrain. A 9, let's go for it. Alright, we roll the 12, which is a great start. We're 4 points up, +2 more thanks to those shields. +1 thanks to precise strike. That's 7, guys. The Earth Lower's armor brings it down to 3, but we're piercing the armor, aren't we? So we're up to 6 points of damage there. Awesome. Good job. That means this guy only has 4 life left. And you know what makes this even better? We can make 1 more attack. We'll spend our last point of stamina on our quick blow during the follow-up of the attack. And we're going to go ahead and flip one of our magic arrows. Any damage we do with this attack here will be considered magic damage, and the Earth Lower doesn't get to count any of its armor towards. We just need an 8+. Oh my god! What a roll! Top marks there, 16. That is more than enough damage to take this guy out. Holy crap! Alright, for our efforts, we of course gain a combatant loot card. A measly 6 gold there for Nightingale. She is just cleaning up today, guys. Hopefully we can get our guys onto the other side of the map to help clean up those water lower. My gosh. Nightingale is done. The Earth Lower is no more. We move into Cave Sickles 1 through 3's activation. Luckily for us though, there is only 1 Cave Sickle on the board, number 2. He's got no opponents adjacent, but he does have a few warriors in range. Now this attack doesn't state who he's going to go for, so we're going to default to the front of the initiative track. Poor Rook. The Cave Sickle's rolling 2 measly white dice here. Should Rook dodge? I think he should. We exhaust the defense core here, going from 10 defense to 11. Can the Cave Sickle make the hit? Rolling a 7, no he cannot. But that's not it for him. He's now going to move to be adjacent to the opponent with the most damage. And that's going to be Rook again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, easy as, in fact, he doesn't even have to go that far. Rook's going to go ahead and dodge here with the Hoodie of Deflection. And 3 extra points of defense, up to 13. Good luck making this hit. 2 white dice. Oh, not at all. And that means Rook gets his counter. We unexhaust the Hoodie of Deflection, and we give the Cave Sickle, hopefully, 1 final smack. 2 teal dice, an 8 and a 3. Well, at least we're 3 up on its defense. But those shields and that burst, that's going to give us the final 3 points that we need to take this Cave Sickle out. Another swarm done and dusted, and Rook gains 8 gold. Nice. Alright, well that's the Cave Sickle activation, and they didn't survive that. We're into the Water Lower activation now. Alright, things are going to play out a little differently for Water Lower number 1 because it has 2 opponents adjacent. This means it's going to make a melee attack against the opponent with the most damage. Here, it's of course going to be Rook. Now the Water Lower is rolling 2 purple dice, but Rook, champion of the dodge, is going to exhaust his Hoodie of Deflection yet again, bumping up his defense. No, he's not. That is a skull. Still, he's got 10 defense. The Water Lower does not manage to make the attack. So that means, oh my goodness, Rook unexhausts the Hoodie and we get yet another counter. 2 teal dice, roll it up, a 6 and a 7. Awesome. Against 9 defense, that is 4 damage. Oh, and you know what? That's actually enough damage to take out Water Lower number 1. Awesome. Rook gains another combatant loot, another 6 gold. Alright, it's not going to work out the same for Water Lower number 2 because it has no enemies adjacent. It looks like he's going to be targeting an opponent within Sphere of Influence. Guys and gals, Rook again getting hammered here. It casts only a 3. These guys aren't rolling well, are they? Rook will be able to resist with a 9. Oh no! 3! This is bad. The Water Lower is going to deal 2 points of damage plus 6 more. Oh, let me count this up. He's had a total of 16 damage dealt, but he, with his 14 starting health and an additional 4 points of health thanks to the defensive core and the hoodie of deflection, man, he is surviving, but only just. That is the Water Lower's activation done. We move into Zeke's activation. 3 points of stamina. We unexhaust all of his abilities. What can he do? We're not going to hit with the big guns yet, no organic liquefy. We are going to try and get in close, maintaining the pressure on the Water Lower because we don't want it to cast another spell against Rook here. What we're going to do, we'll spend our first point of stamina and we're going to move 1, 2, and actually 3, 4 over here so we don't have a penalty to our attack rolls. We're adjacent, so we're going to spend our last 2 points of stamina to attack. We grab our orange dice and we exhaust the Wand of the Depths to give us +1 to the roll. 9 plus. Oh man, that is awesome. So we've rolled a 15, 16 with our little bonus there. That's going to give us 7 points above the Water Lower's defense. He's now sitting on 10 damage. Zeke, well done. We swing back around to Rook's activation. We give him 3 points of stamina. We unexhaust all of his abilities. Let's see if we can do something about his damage. Alright, let's begin by healing up a little bit. We'll discard his Vitality Juice Box. That's going to heal up 3 points of damage. And now we are going to move in for the attack. We'll spend 1 point of stamina to move. 1, 2, 3. And let's lay waste here. We spend our final 2 points of stamina and we're going to attack with the Captain's Hammer and the Knight's Shield. 2 teal dice. Alright, so a 5 and a 5, that gives us 1 point of damage. It's not enough. Oh no. Alright, whether we killed it or not, we are going to exhaust that Ring of Blood so we can heal up 2 more points of damage. And then finally, we're going to exhaust the Blade Works ability to get us 1 last free attack. And if we don't make this, Rook might be dead next turn. We're rolling our 2 teal dice, and we do so dang well. 14 against 9, 5 damage. That is enough to take out the last Water Lower. Rook gains 7 more gold for his trouble, and that is it for his activation. There it is, guys and gals. Water Lowers are done. That means we've got some exploring to do. We move into Remy's activation. We'll give her 3 points of stamina for her troubles, unexhausting all of her abilities. Let's find out what's going on over here. We'll spend 1 point of her stamina to move. That's 7 points of movement to play with. We're going to go 1, 2, and at that point we are now within line of sight of the blue totem. That means we've got some reading to do. The path continues on. Perhaps more monsters lie in wait. Place the tiles and tokens according to diagram number 36 and discard the green totem if it's on the board. Alright, a new tile set up, and we also have a random loot token placed somewhere in the top there. So we'll mix these bad boys up, and then that's the one that's going to be there. Remy so far has used 2 points of her movement. Let's continue on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look, let's spend 1 more point of her stamina to get her into line of sight of the yellow totem over here. We discard the stamina. We get 2 more points of movement. 1, 2. Let's see what that yellow totem brings for us. A half dozen cave sickles crawl onto the stone bridge. They chatter as they charge forward. Spawn 6 cave sickles on and adjacent to the space this totem occupied in any normal terrain space. At the end of your turn, move the cave sickles initiative card up 1 on the initiative track. Oh boy. Holy crap. We begin by spawning cave sickles 1 through 3. We'll roll the dice, and it's going to go 3 spaces after. 1, 2, right at the end of the track. Let's do the same for 4 through 6, and it's going to go right at the end as well. Guys and gals, I think Remy is in a little bit of trouble here. Let's make the most of our mad rush though. Remy's going to spend her last point of stamina to activate the loot token she is adjacent to. Now it's the green loot token, so let's take a look at that in the book. Gain 30 gold and 1 throwing knives mundane consumable. Then each party member gains 1 XP. Awesome. 30 gold, throwing knives, absolutely love it. That being the end of Remy's turn, our 2 enemies move up in the turn track. And then we move into Nightingale's activation. 3 points of stamina for her. Unexhaust all cards and abilities. And then I think she really needs to get into the game here. We're going to spend all 3 points of stamina and we are going to run as fast as we can to support Remy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe is her base movement, plus 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's how it lays. You ready for this? It's time for cave sickles 1 through 3. All right, let's do this. Cave sickle number 1. No opponents adjacent. Is there an opponent within range of 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's not. So it is going to move and attack within that range. We'll begin by going 1, 2, maybe there. That's about as far away as we can get. So we're in range of an attack. Oh man, this is going to be mental. With this many cave sickles in the area, their attack dice are boosted up humongously. 2 teal dice and a black dice. You know what? We've got to dodge this. We exhaust Remy's hoodie of deflection. We roll the black dice. Hey, and that's 4 points. Nice. Cave sickle number 1 needs to roll a 13 or more here. Let's see. 6, 4, no, just the 10 actually fails to make this hit, so that hoodie of deflection becomes unexhausted and we can use it again for the next attack. We're going to need this a lot here. Cave sickle number 2 activates next, just outside of range, so it's going to move forward like so. Remy, of course, exhausting and dodging. We roll the black dice, only 1 extra point of defense, up to 10. Cave sickle number 2, what have you got? Double 4s, the attack misses. God, Remy is so lucky right now. Okay, cave sickle number 3 gets the final activation here. He's going to have to run all the way over to this square here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to need 7 points of movement to do so. So it's actually going to have to jump here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to make a jump all the way over there so we can make it in 5 points of movement. We go ahead and roll the black dice, anything but a skull, and it succeeds. Very nice. So here we go. Having survived the last attack, as usual, Remy unexhausted her hoodie of deflection, only to exhaust it again for this attack here. Oh boy. Remy rolls 2 extra points, up to 11. The cave sickle attacks. And it does make the hit too. What a shame. So the attack meets the defense there and actually scores 2 points of damage thanks to those shields. Actually, wait a minute. While this attack does meet the defense for Remy here, I forgot to take into account the passive on the hoodie of deflection. I've forgotten about this thing the entire game. During a dodge, if you don't roll a skull, add +1 shield to the result. That means her defense is 12, and this attack does not actually hit. This is awesome because not only are we able to unexhaust the hoodie of deflection, thank goodness, but we now get a counter. And check it out. Cave sickle number 3 is actually within reach too of our oversized club. This is awesome. Let's attack back. Here we go. Oh, okay. That would have been fantastic had it not been for the skull. Oh, we can't even re-roll the skull. Damn it. Can we? Oh my god, yes we can! We have the amazing Hammer Helm ability which allows us to re-roll any of our combat dice in the dice pool. So I'm going to exhaust that and we're going to re-roll this black dice. I'm hoping we don't double up on the skull here, and we don't. Awesome. So our 11 stand 3 points above the defense of the cave sickle, and then check it out. We have 5 shields. We can cash in 4 of them for 4 more points of damage. Cave sickle number 3 has been crushed. This might not go so badly at all. We finish cave sickles 1 through 3's activation and move to 4, 5, and 6. We begin with number 4 and he activates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to be in exactly the same position as number 3. You know the drill. We are exhausting our hoodie, rolling the black dice, bringing our defense up to 10, plus 1 is 11. And the cave sickle attacks. Same dice as before. We haven't thinned their numbers enough to weaken them. Let's see how it goes. That 5 and the 6, but a skull as well? Nuh-uh, that is a miss. No rerolls for you, Mr. Cave Sickle. And we get our attack back. Unexhaust. Gather the dice and roll. Come on, come on, come on. That is a 6 and a 5. Again, 3 points of damage straight away, and we have again 5 shields to add that extra damage. The cave sickle is killed in the counter. Having dealt a bit of damage, we're going to go ahead and use that ring of blood to heal up 2 points. I think we're going to need every bit of health we can get here. What about cave sickle number 5? Is he in range? 1, 2, 3, 4. Absolutely. In fact, he doesn't even need to draw a line through that cave sickle. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're dodging with Remy, of course. No additional bonus defense here. The sickle just needs a 9 to land this attack. Good news is we've reduced their numbers enough to drop their dice down. Let's roll. And the 9 stands. Ouch. So that's going to be 3 points of damage there, thanks to those shields. And Remy is all out of dodges. So that's 3 points of damage for Remy. We lay down 3 damage, but our hoodie of deflection actually prevents 2 points of damage. So we can flip this sucker over to 1. All right. And the cave sickle continues its attack. Moving into range here. It's going to do it the safest way possible. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We roll its dice. Oh no! Oh man, that's a huge hit from the cave sickles there. 15 against her defense of 9. That's 6 damage. Up to 10 with those shields. 10 points of damage. That has got to hurt. And it's not even done there. The cave sickle follows up with a poison effect at force 9. Remy's rolling her purple and white dice and gets an 8. Let's go ahead and exhaust our forebode. We're going to re-roll that purple dice. And we are good there. No poison. All right, well, we've got 1 cave sickle left. Number 6 floating around over here. So this thing is going to have to move and attack. So the cave sickle moves into range 4 and attacks. Rolls against Remy's defense and only rolls an 8. So the attack misses. Thank goodness Remy lives. With the cave sickles finished, we move into Zeke's activation. We'll give him 3 points of stamina and unexhaust all of his stuff. Now we've got 2 options for Zeke over here. We could go north and check out that blue objective, but according to the rulebook, this one needs a decent strength check, so I'm thinking we leave that for Rook. Instead, we're going to head to the west and find out what's going on with this red totem. So we'll spend 1 point of stamina to move. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we are in line of sight of the totem. You see a way out, but it's on the other side of a large pit. You have to jump over it to escape. If the blue objective or blue totem is still on the board, place tiles and tokens according to diagram 38. Otherwise, place tiles and tokens according to 39. Well, with the blue objective still on the board, I guess we're placing according to diagram 38. All right, here's our new tile, and we have another random loot token to place. So I'm just going to drop that one in there, and we are good to continue on. Well, it took us 6 points of movement to get that far. I reckon we spend the last 2 points of stamina to keep on going. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. Zeke's done. So we swing back over to Rook. We give him 3 points of stamina, unexhaust. Let's sort out this objective. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, landing on top here. We spend 1 more point of stamina, and we're making a strength check, level 12. Now, Rook has 6 base strength, so we're going to need to roll a 6 or more with these dice to make it work. And we kill it with a 14. Yes, he's so strong. Let's find out what that means. You break through a crumbling wall to find a small passage, followed by a long drop. If the blue or green totem is still on the board, discard the blue and green totems and place tiles and tokens according to 37, then discard the objective. Otherwise, place a passage token oriented north to south on the obstructing terrain to the north of this objective, then discard the objective. Okay, what that means is this. We now have a way through. So we'll call Rooks Activation there, and moving into Remy's turn. We'll give her 3 points of stamina. I've got a bit of a plan brewing here, so let's see if we can make this work. We're actually going to start by moving Remy. I know. Now I'm going to try and move her over here, but not without incurring a break attack from the cave sickle behind her. Before this attack goes off, I'm of course going to exhaust the hoodie of deflection so that we can dodge. I'm really hoping for a counter here. We roll the black dice, and we're boosted to 11 and 12 defense. We roll for the cave sickle's attack, and it rolls terribly, which is fantastic. Okay. So we unexhaust the hoodie of deflection. We get our counter attack in. 2 teal and a black dice against cave sickle number 5. Yes, big hits there. 13 plus 4 shields. That is enough to take him out. Excellent. 1 down. For our next action, we're spending our last 2 points of stamina to attack cave sickle number 2. Big numbers. And we do very well there. So 14 plus the symbols, that's actually enough. Excellent. 2. And we're all but done here, except we have the throwing knives. I'm going to discard these, targeting cave sickle number 1. We need to roll a 6 or a 7 here. Are you ready? Yes! We did it! Cave sickle number 1 is gone. That is 3 cave sickles taken out in 1 turn. We gain the Sickle Slaughter achievement. Your wild attacks send cave sickle limbs in all directions. Gain 100 gold, and each party member gains 2 XP. Yes! I knew we could do it. Remy, what a legend. Let's heal up some more. Exhaust that ring of blood. And she is done. For her efforts, Remy gains 7 gold, which is pretty sweet. Pop that under her card there. And we move into Nightingale's activation. We give her 3 points of stamina, unexhaust everything. And I think she's going to be able to finish this one off. We'll spend 1 point of stamina to move, 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, that's all we really need. We've got a clear line of sight to the cave sickle here. Let's take a shot. We're going to empower the shot with the precise strike ability, and we're rolling. Good. So we roll 12, which is 4 points up, and we have shields there for days, which is going to give us the last points of damage we need. The last cave sickle is dead. Nightingale gains 9 gold. And we are all but done. Cave sickles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Get out of here. Time for Zeke's activation. 3 stamina. We unexhaust, not that we need to. Let's grab that last little bit of loot. We'll spend 1 point of stamina to move. It gives him 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to spend 1 more point of stamina, and I'm going to reveal what's in the red loot box. 30 gold, 1 magic balm mundane consumable, and each party member gains an XP. We've done so well on the XP today. Magic balm for his troubles, and we're going to call it there. We reach the end of the track, and we gain an urgency token because we haven't had enemies activate at all this turn. Oh, except for a break attack, but I don't know if that counts. We swing back around to Rook's activation. We gain 3 points of stamina, and I'll tell you what, we're not doing a thing with it. Yes, we could jump across, but he's got such bad agility that I'm not trusting him to this one. We're going to call his activation finished. Remy, though, is all ready for this one. We're going to give her 3 points of stamina, and we're going to get her moving. Base movement of 7. We'll spend 1 point of stamina to move and 1 additional point of stamina to bump her movement up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We land on the blue exit. And that, guys and gals, is it. Our adventurers find their way to the exit. They've killed a dozen cave seagulls and a bunch of elementals. This has been truly a tough fight. It's time to shop and train, reassess our adventures, and get ready for the next encounter. This has been crazy, guys. Guys and gals, there we have it. Another epic encounter for our heroes there. An earth elemental, holy crap. If that guy got anywhere near our team, we would have lost. So, I don't even think about it. Aside from that, though, it was pretty standard affair. A couple of water lower floating about, and of course, tons of cave sickles, more than we've ever seen before in one place. And I gotta say, that was so much fun taking them out. Our first try with the hand grenade, we tried to get the threefer, didn't manage to pull it off. We tried to get the trifecta, didn't manage to pull it off then, but at the end there, with a sneaky little play from Remy there, encouraging the break attack, then going for the attack, then throwing, we lucked out completely. Absolute champions of the cave sickle slaughter. A lot of fun was had by me. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. If you have, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to all the things that you guys can do to help the channel grow. Let me know, of course, if you want to see anything else in particular, any other playthroughs and stuff like that. But besides that, guys and gals, we are done. So as always, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.